Well, welcome back. Today we're going to be pruning season 2 on this brand new Red Haven tree we just planted 10 months ago. All we have today with us is our handy dandy hand pruner here. This is a Corona 1-inch pruner and is one of my favorites. But before we start planning out what we're going to do to the tree, let's go back just a little bit and look at where we left off last year. With that pruning, you can tell that it has done a lot of growing here. Now, 10 months ago when we pruned this, we picked in general 4 scaffolds that were going to fill out the different quadrants of the tree. And this was the west one that we were hoping might do something. As you can see, it's dead now. So it didn't do anything. And this one that broke off here, it died as well. So we didn't get those 2 western branches that we hoped for. We did get some other things growing here though. But here's the west one that we kept as our backup, and it's proud and strong up here. We also kept this one going north, and it did some growing. And we kept this one to go east, and it has done a lot of different growing. And we'll have to sort through what we're going to do with that. And then this one that was coming south has also got a lot of different things going on with it now. Now, as I was going around the tree and kind of taking a look at what we might do here, I noticed something that I want to show you guys today that impacted the growth of the tree the last 10 months. Right here on this particular branch, where it's oozing out the sap a little bit and the tree is trying to close that off, is from the Oriental fruit moth. And there's a few more places on the tree where the moth attacked some of the brand new growth that was coming out. And it wasn't the moth that attacked it. The moth was just doing what the moth does. It was laying its little eggs and its little babies in the tender brand new shoots that come out of the peach as those brand new leaves come out. It's a tender little nest in there. And that's a really wonderful spot for those moths to lay their eggs. Unfortunately for the peach tree, well, it's not so excited about it. So when they lay their little eggs in there, their little larvae burrows in there, they get ready to do their thing and hatch and create new moths. What the tree is responding here is it's trying to seal off that area where there's damage going on. It's as if we took the pruners and chopped off the branch and headed the branch off. All the shoots start shooting out the side and it starts looking like a porcupine branch. So essentially the moth headed off this branch for us. If we just go 8 inches up to this new branch that the tree was trying to go for, the moth laid some more eggs in here later and also headed off this little 8-inch branch. So you can already see that this is not an ideal pattern for our tree, because we would like these branches to grow 16, 18 inches, 2 feet before we decide how we're going to head them off. And we want to be the ones to decide, not the moth, because the moth has his own agenda and we have a different agenda. A lot of you are probably wondering now, right off the bat, how do we deal with the Oriental fruit moth? Well, we're going to do a few more videos later on that discuss insect control and ecosystem. And let's just say one of the best things we could do is get some good bugs in here to help fight the bugs we don't want. There's another thing that we can do right now as we're pruning. You see this area right here. We don't know if there's any moth eggs left in there, but we're going to cut off this area that the tree sealed off, and we're going to get rid of it. Now we're going to keep it in our hand because we want to go throw them away in the trash. We don't want to drop them into our mulch here and have them re-nest into the mulch and then fly up again. So we're trying to get rid of them. And so here's another one right here that got headed off by the moth, and we're going to cut that one off too, and we're going to get rid of it. Now, instead of going around and trying to purge each branch from moth damage, we're going to go ahead and do our structural pruning now, and that's probably going to take care of 90% of it anyway. And then afterwards, we can go and inspect and make sure we've gotten all the areas really well. All right, so the number one rule that all the books tell you and all the extension services is to cut off the dead and diseased branches. We have a dead one here, and we have this dead one here. So now with our dead and diseased branches all pruned off, we're ready for the next season and the pruning's all done. All right, I was just kidding. Now we're going to get started for the real pruning. Now the first branch I'm going to start with is the branch that we picked last season. It's coming out west here. And the original branch we picked is right here. And you can see that this original branch we picked hasn't thickened up too much. It hasn't done too much. But what it has done, the tree has decided that it didn't like going out this way for whatever reason too much. It put a lot of energy into this branch here. I want to know where this branch is headed now, because I'm probably wanting to try to keep this, since the tree thinks this is really important and has put a lot of energy into it and has set up the plumbing for this branch nicely. It's already shedding off. You can see it's already shedding off this branch that will probably end up dwindling down, hanging low. This one that has grown now is kind of headed almost exactly northeast. It's kind of changed the dynamic that we were hoping it would set up. But that's kind of the tricky part about the pruning, is that you're in a partnership with the tree here, and you kind of are trying to give it guidelines of areas it wants to go. But in the end, it decides some of these things that it's going to do, and we got to work with it. So what we could do here is we could take this branch and we could try to make something positive out of the one that's remaining down there. Maybe just head that off and take these ones from the bottom. We'll get rid of that little stick there. And we could try to head that one off, and we could try to keep these if we wanted for just some extra leaf. I don't think that's going to be that helpful to us, because we really would like the tree to focus on building its structure into this scaffold right here that we're going to work with. So I'm just going to cut this whole thing right off. But that's the choice you could make. You could have left that one and see what happens for the next year. From my experience, it's a little bit of a waste of energy on that one. So I'd rather the tree put its energy up here. We kept this branch. Before we tune it up here, which way are we trying to steer this thing? It's like steering a big boat in the ocean sometimes. Well, we have this one way down here that's going north. Although this branch is a little bit low in my estimation for our yard. If this was one of our trees on the farm, I'd probably have no problem with that. But the fact is that these scaffolds are going to be coming out here. And because it's in our yard, I want people to be able to walk around and mow the yard. So we have a decision to make, whether we're going to keep this one going north or whether we're going to start working with this one to try to help it go north. I'm going to look at some of the other scaffolds and what's going on with them. This branch here isn't really headed west so much as it's headed northwest. And this branch here is kind of headed southeast. And we have a few that are headed southwest. Originally, we were trying to go like the compass, north, south, east, west. The tree decided to rotate the compass on us a little bit. And the way that these have developed, that's the direction things are going. So I'm not going to try to force the tree. I'm going to work with what I have here. And because we're going to switch our strategy, this one that's going dead north is now no longer part of that strategy. So this is our new northeast scaffold branch, and we're just going to tune it up real quick. And we're going to remove all these little dukers that are poking out. And we don't need one so close to the crotch there. And we already have about 12 inches away from the center of the tree there. So that's good. Now we can start keeping a few, just head them off, because we need some leaves too. And we don't need one growing up towards the other scaffold here. Take that off, and that small one. And we're also looking for the strong branches too. The strong branches help us. So we're going to keep that one headed off. And I think we'll chop that one out. We'll keep that one headed off there. We'll head those two up. Actually, that one's going to go. We'll keep it like that. Now we're going to move to the southeast branch here. And we have a lot of branch to work with on this one. I'm going to start over here. We have this one that's kind of swinging low. So we're going to head this one off first and let that one stay there and get rid of these little tiny things in here. And we don't need that one straight off the back. And right here we have, let's not forget, we had that moth damage right there. So if we decide to keep these, we certainly want to make sure we cut that out and keep it in our hand. Go right here. And go right there. You see how this one, we picked this one last year to represent the scaffold. And it did put a branch out here, but you can see down here, the tree picked this area to throw its energy. So I'm going to get rid of this right here because the tree's already telling me that it's getting rid of it. And I'm going to team up with the tree and be his friend and say, yeah, you're right. I'm going to get rid of it too. So this branch right here is kind of headed up into this region over here, but these ones are going to eventually fill out this direction. And this one will eventually get crowded out. But for now, if we would like to leave it temporarily, just so we can have the tree filling out its leaves and protecting it from sun damage, we can leave this here. Just get rid of some of this small stuff. And we'll just keep the main branches up in here. And head that out and head that off. And we can keep that one if we want. And you'll notice that we left some of these ones out here. But you'll remember that part of our goal is to build scaffolding around this tree. And we're trying to build a field up in the air. So we're trying to fill out the different quadrants of this tree. So this might help us do that. It's hard to know for sure. So we left that there, see what the tree decides, and give it an option. And we also left this here to see what comes off of it, to give it an option. So let's swing around here now to this branch that's kind of the main one up in the top here. And we're going to have two scaffolds come off this right here. We're going to pick this one headed northwest. We're going to pick something here out of these three that's headed to the southwest. So let's start with the northwest. We're going to cut this junk out of there, this little dead stuff. Up here we have the moth. So we're going to cut that out. Then we're going to pick kind of our main ones up here. This is a nice branch going this way. And this is a decent branch, so we'll head that one off right there. And we'll let that one on the back go. And this one's headed in the same direction this one was, so we cut that out. A little more there. All right, we're going to come down now and give a little spacing and make sure that any of these that look like they had moth damage, that we keep them instead of letting them drop into the ground. We'll just keep them in our hand here. Okay, I'll keep that little one for now. And like that. So here's our scaffold that's headed northwest. This one is headed out like this one and this one is. So if we were going to try to prune the tree up higher or something, maybe I would keep that. But we already have these ones going, so this one's just going to come right off. So that leaves these three here that we can pick from. I think I'm going to cut this one off right off the bat because I want the energy from this crotch right here to head up this way. And I don't want it to be stolen by this. And that leaves two of these here. So I'm going to head this one off. We could keep this one. This one's going in a really nice direction for us. But we could also keep this one temporarily if we think that this one will build out that way. But this one's headed almost dead south. The only harm with keeping it is that if we let this develop here and it starts, you can almost see it's, even though it's almost dead south, it does have a slight veer to the southwest, which we already have one working towards the southwest out here. And if it continues that pattern, we'll be doubling up. And that's not going to work good for us because this branch will end up shading this one out and this one will start dwindling back. So I think we definitely like this branch. It's really headed in that southwest direction nice. And I think that means we're going to take off this one right here. I just want to mention that these scaffolds that we picked coming to the north might seem like they're really upright, almost going straight up. And right now they are. But you have to remember that these young limbs are very, very limber when they're young. And what will end up happening as these things get heavy, these limbs out here, it'll actually bend them down and shape them as it goes. So there we have it. We have one headed to the southwest, the northwest, the northeast, and the southeast. And I really hope that these videos are helpful to you guys, because our main goal is to help you harvest some delicious peaches and have a healthy, beautiful tree in your backyard or wherever you're growing them. So we'll see you on the next one.